Bunch of design issues with this cage, and most of them have to do with this top piece. We've got the F22, F38, and F50 combo cage from Falcam. And this has the F38 plate built right into the bottom, but it also gives you an option for F50. Quality feels fantastic. It's very solid. It's a complete cage that covers the entire camera. There's plenty of mounting points on the side, and it's definitely been designed for their quick release mounts and handles and grips. We'll get it set up and then we will go over the downside. Let's go over the base plate. It's kind of cool. The F22 on the bottom, F38 and the F50, and those are what I'm most interested in. F22 mounts for mounting handles, F38 plate here. So if you want to mount your camera on the side like that, you can. There's two different size screws. There are some accessories. I think there's a HDMI holder. The micro HDMI is real janky, and being able to have something to help mount and protect that would be nice. You still do have access to all of your ports on the side. The only door that doesn't open all the way is the SD card, but it opens enough so you still have total access to get your card out. The problem is with a handle on there, it is super tough to get this card out. It is possible, but you kind of got to go in at a little bit of an angle and drop it in. The other problem is when your doors are open, you can't slide your handle on and off. So if you had this mounted up as a rig, I would say you probably would want to take the doors off so you don't end up breaking them. The handle mounts very well, super solid. There's really no perceptible movement in the mount. On the other side, same kind of thing. And then your F22, these holes here are not threaded. They're just for your pin alignment for anything you would have had mounted on the side. Battery door, same thing. You still have access to get your battery in and out. It's a little bit more of like a reach, like you're digging in there. And the issue comes into play with this front F22 mounting piece is it's too tall. So if it was a little shorter or farther forward, it would work, but it just won't. But you just can't get it to plug in. Then you would have to mount it here in the cold shoe and then run a cable into it. The top handle does not fit from the right side. You have to slide it in to the left. The problem with that is if you have anything in the cold shoe, then you can't get the handle on. So if you try sliding it to the right, it gets stuck because this top piece is too thick. And so the handle just won't come out. It just stops. Very interesting. So the side handle will mount on the top because the edges are tapered, but the top handle, because they're flat, does not slide on. It only slides on from the left. I'm not sure how they didn't notice this. Then if there's anything mounted there, you can't get the handle on. And because the sides aren't tapered, it doesn't fit on the right side. I'm going to say I've noticed some growing pains in the quick release mounting plates. Okay, so it does work with the F38 mounting plates if you use these in the way they're designed. So there's a little logo on the top. It's like a lens. It shows you that the lens should be pointing forward. I feel like a lot of people slide these in from the back to the front or vice versa. They're meant to slide in from the side like that. And if you do that, it works great. it's a little janky going from this direction, and then the cage hangs down and blocks the button. So it's super awkward to release. You can slide it in forward. Really, you gotta go from left to right. I don't have a F50 mounting plate. The other weird thing is, so F50 is like their other design, but they don't have any F50 plates listed on their website that you can order. And there's a few on Amazon from third-party sellers, but they're super expensive. If you have this, your backpack clip is too big and it hits the side of the cage. It still does work with the newer, the G38, but what I found with these quick releases is that it only really works from certain directions. So you can't mount it this way. And if you mount it this way, it doesn't press the release mechanism because there's nothing here on the inside to press these things down. So it only goes in one way. It does still work with the Ulanzi quick tripod. It's nice and tight facing forward. Overall, I like the build quality of the cage. I like the idea of what they were going for. I just think that it needed a little bit more research. I'm not sure why they would build something and make it basically unusable. This cage really might as well just cover your hot shoe, in my opinion. This is a pass for me. I would not recommend the cage. I would look into the Tilta. The Tilta cage is advertised to work with the hot shoe and the factory receiver for the mic setup, and the price point is very similar. The only issue that I've seen, and the reason why I went with this over the Tilta, is I think that there's an Arca Swiss plate on the bottom, and I think that might be mounted as part of the bottom of the base of the cage. And so I'm not sure how that was going to interact with any of the other F38 stuff that I have. You know, I really hate buying things online. This is something that if this was sold in like a store, you could like look at it and figure out if this is even for you. As soon as I got my hands on this, I basically knew this wasn't going to work. And if I would have seen this in a store, I would have known that this wasn't the setup for me. But unfortunately, the camera stores that we have here don't really stock that much, and I think they're kind of like a dying business, unfortunately. So if you can, go out and check your local camera store and support them, keep them going. Before long, they'll be like Blockbuster or like Circuit City, unfortunately, and you know, that's going to be a sad day when the only choice we have is either direct from the company or from Big Daddy Bezos. So hopefully you found this helpful. Hopefully I saved you some time and maybe a little bit of money. If this is something that you are still interested in and you still do want to get it, I'll put a link to it down in the comments. I'll link the Amazon one, so that way you can try it out and return it. It'll be easier than going through Ulanzi themselves. Anyway, enough rambling. Thanks for watching. I appreciate you guys, and hey, go out, take some videos, take some pictures, and you know, enjoy your gear. So I'll see you in the next one.